Hello, this is another tutorial called Screencastify. I originally made a tutorial about this tool in 2015 and then I did an update in 2017. So this is the 2020 update. Screencastify is a Google Chrome extension, allows you to record your screen, annotate on your screen, and then share the final presentation. Works on a PC, a Mac, and a Chromebook. It's actually great on a Chromebook, and also for people who might do some work like math or want to do some annotations on a paper like an English instructor. If you have access to a touchscreen and a stylus, it works exceptionally well there too. There are different ways that you can access Screencastify. You can go to the Chrome Web Store, but it's just as easy to do screencastify.com, and that'll take you to this particular screen. Now, it's the best plan to sign up with a Google account, specifically because your final recorded screencasts are actually going to show up in Google Drive. There's going to be a special place in your Google Drive account where these go, so it's best to use that. Now, the end result you can place in a number of different locations depending on how you want to share it. You're going to get a link. You can load it to YouTube. You can actually download the video, again in Google Drive, and then you also have access to embed code to place it wherever you may wish to place it. A lot of different uses for it. You could use it for demonstrations, mini video lectures, tutoring sessions, distance learning, and giving feedback. So let's go through the process and show you how this 2020 update works. You're going to click on Add to Chrome. As you can see, it's an extension. And you have to approve various things along the way here. Just go ahead and do so. And we can see that it's been added. If we decide that we don't want it, you can always go into your Chrome preferences and remove this extension. Notice the icon. It's a little right-pointed arrow with a little webcam inside. That's going to be in your toolbar when you're in Google. So to launch the tool, click on that icon, and again, here's where you're going to do your Screencastify setup. And so you're going to sign in with your Google account. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see that it will automatically save your videos to Google Drive. Next step, as part of the setup, is to allow your permissions. So it's going to ask for approval to allow permissions for things like your camera and microphone and drawing and annotation tools. Even if you're not sure you're going to use the drawing and annotation tools, you're going to want to actually allow permissions on those as well, because it gives you a couple of other features that will be important down the road. So we click on Next, allowing our permissions. And we are now at our home screen. There's an overview video that shows you the basics. I have a step-by-step guide, and then there's a knowledge base. It identifies here that you're going to click on this particular icon in the toolbar to get started with Screencastify, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So it launches our window. So it defaults to the desktop view. We might find that we would like to use a browser tab or the webcam only in the case of maybe a mini lecture. You are limited to 5 minutes on the overall recording, so keep that in mind. If you're going to need longer than 5 minutes, you can make a couple of mini recordings and label them part 1, part 2, and so forth. But again, this is a free version. In order to remove the timeline or the time constraints, you would have to pay for the more advanced version. with the upgrade feature. You're going to want to identify and select the proper microphone. And there's a drop down here. You want to make sure that the microphone you're using is the one that you actually have accepted. And you're going to want to turn on the webcam and choose the appropriate webcam. When you are ready, you can go ahead and hit record, and it'll count down for you and start recording. Now, one thing that I always do is if I'm going to present something, whether it's like a paper that I want to do some annotations and provide feedback to a student's paper, if I want to pull up a quick website and then talk about some things, I get that ready ahead of time. I have that set up as one of my tabs so I can quickly bring that in. And then I would identify the browser tab and then do my recording. And so currently right now, this is the tab that I am recording. And I can do whatever it is that I need to do. I can launch anything inside this particular website if that's what I desire. If this was a paper, I would have access to a toolbar that I'll show you in a second where I can do various types of annotations. So I'm going to get rid of that screen and notice that there is a toolbar down along the bottom. Allows you to use a mouse. We can hide a cursor when we are not moving. We can highlight clicks to kind of identify certain things that we want to point out. We can pause the recording, maybe to create something else to do on the screen itself. I have a selection tool. I have a pen tool where I can click on the pen tool and then annotate various things. I have an eraser tool, and then here's my webcam tool, and I can end the whole thing right here. So again, remember, you're only going to have a 5-minute amount of the recording time. But when you're all done with your recording, I've now stopped the recording. I can start it up again. I have all kinds of options and so forth. Get rid of some of these screens here. Just again, clicked on the Screencastify icon. I have my paused video that I recorded. I can play back. I can get rid of it. Again, here's my stop button if I am done, which I am. Changes my screens to show that we're saving this to the Google Drive account right now. I can copy a shareable link. I have other options for sharing, including publish to YouTube, getting the embed code, and downloading. So again, just some of the different visuals, different setups. There's now a 5-minute time limit that used to be, I believe, 10 in the old version, 10-minute time limit. So that's something to keep in mind with the free account. So hopefully this tutorial was valuable to you. It shows you how to use Screencastify, a Chrome extension, to record your screen, annotate on your screen, and then share the end result. Thanks.